All right, greetings. I gotta turn this down. Greetings, greetings. I'm trusting you can hear me. How are you? How are you, beloveds? How are you? All right, so you know what we do. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just fire it up. For those of you that are coming in, do let me know where you're coming in from. How you doing? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? I'm trusting you're well. I'm trusting you're well. I'm just firing this up. Okay. I'm firing it up. For those of you that are used to seeing me at this time and having the session, you already know what I'm firing up. Okay. We're going to go ahead and fire it up. Clearing the passageways, as well as opening up the portals. This right here. As far as the east is from the west and the north is from the south. Okay. Hello. Set your intentions. Cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. This is dragon's blood. All right. When you trust and believe, this is not California sage. Okay. When you smell it, it's going to make you think you're smelling, you know, some weed or something, some type of green smoke. But it's most definitely about clearing the port away, clearing the air, cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. You also know how we do outside of most definitely, most definitely, honey, that's that dragon's blood, straight fire. You already know. You come in the chat, do put your bells in the chat. That lets me know that you are also, in regards to your higher self, you are also stepping in where those ancestors have left you those codes within the self, that you also realize that you are a walking altar. Don't get it twisted. You are a walking altar. Ashe divine, ashe, most definitely. You know how we do it. Also, where's your crystals at, baby? Okay, get those crystals. Remember, we want to go ahead and get that journal. Okay, this is my journal that I do as well. I always, when I work with people, I always tell you, you guys need to get your journals. Okay, those journals will work with you. They will help you with your dream interpretation, the whole nine. But when you're here with me, I always ask that people get a journal. So whatever stands out to you that services your life purpose and path, you write it down. And then when you're sitting in your quiet space, you can review all those things after a certain course of time. So this is what you need to do, honey. And you just keep collecting. Trust and believe. I have tons of these. And I'm not telling you something I don't do for myself and haven't been doing for myself and assisting other people for years. Let's just say before it got popular. I'm just glad people are starting to do it. Okay. So definitely get that. What'd you say, beloved? Okay, so you just gonna have to get you some crystals, baby, but it's okay. Listen, what I always say is this. When you are ready and center yourself and you're working on this self, you're going to, in divine timing, you're going to get that which services your highest good. So different tools. And when you come here, I always say these are just tools, okay? These are all sacred tools. They vibrate with you based on you using them, okay? So you have to use them. Well, for me today, okay, I got my different crystals. I will, of course, vibrate with the crystals. And what I mean by that is I, of course, will cleanse them. Go ahead, get that Florida water, all that good jazz. Cleanse them and myself. So that's during that spiritual bath, okay? So you're taking a shower first, then you're taking a bath. Setting the intentions, putting the crystals in, all that good stuff. And you can also sunbathe with them. Put them in the earth, okay? They're from the earth. The real ones, okay? We talking about the real ones. They're from the earth, and then you want to have them vibrate on your body, okay? So put them on your body. I used to walk around with them stuck to my body because each crystal does vibrate with a certain organ in your body. That's a whole nother class. That's a whole nother session. I'm going to do, does anybody know what this is in the chat? Greetings, beloveds. Greetings. Hello, the one. How are you? Hello. I love you. Put a bell in the chat, baby. Hello. Who is this? The selling of rocks. Yes, baby, you got to make sure that you're not getting rocks. Okay, capitalism is everywhere. So, does anybody know what this is? I am vibrating right now with cellulite. Okay, so with that being said, everybody has their crystals. You know how we always talk about focusing the breath, all divine gratitude to the source that works in us, through us, around us, to us, for us, and by us. Okay, for me, this today, a cleansing mechanism, purification. Okay, and you literally can put this, again, it's going to vibrate with you based on how much you use it. Okay, for you. You can put this in front of your door, in your bedroom, at your windowsill, that sort of thing. And so because I've been in a cleansing mode, of course, operating and helping assist other people, I also need to cleanse my energy so I stay a clear channel. The other part of that is owning your own bullshit. Okay, that part. So this is what I'm vibrating with today. So I'm holding on to this one. Greetings. Do I? You know, the funny part about that, sounding like Michelle Obama, I remember before I left the U.S., probably about 14 years ago, we were in Grant Park staying at Sky 55, which is over Grant Park when Obama was inaugurated. And I remember literally didn't see this statuesque woman. Okay, I didn't see her, but I was wearing red and black, and I went out and she literally was wearing red and black. My daughter at the time too was there, and oftentimes people were like, what? And they were calling me Michelle. So it's so funny that you say that. Well, I'm pleased that I sound like such a dignified and classy woman, honey. Educated too. Let me just go ahead, ring the bell on that. Okay, I appreciate that, my love. So with that being said, I am looking at speaking across the board. You guys that have been here before know that I kind of do intentional read. Appreciate you. Do intentional reads, and I will go across the board. Okay, so it could be manifestation, it can be your true intentions or the person that you're thinking of. Just regular tarot, so that's basically what I call earthly, mundane. Confessions, oracles. Today I have really been sitting with this for a minute, and it just really sounds more to me, or feels more like to me, to be a tarot like combination of the oracle read, because I am doing a general spread, which means that is all of you collectively that will, or is online now, or will see it later. Okay, the one thing I would say with this is set your intentions. What is it that you want to know from an external force that vibrates and serves your highest good? Okay, because internal force, all of this is just a form of divination work, shadow work. Okay, you first start this with yourself, then you externally help someone else. So that is the biggest thing. Greetings, beloved. Okay, greetings. All right, so the first thing we got out from the oracle is the strength card. Okay, so what is it that you need strength in? Greetings. All right, beloved. Most definitely, I appreciate your support, beloved. Most definitely move around, do what you gotta do. I love you, appreciate you, the one. All right, so the biggest thing that we want to think about now is what is it that you need strength in? Okay, what else do we have? Let's see. Ooh, instinct. Okay. So, oracles, source, divine source. Okay, many people call it many different things, but for me, it's divine source. Even if I say oracle, universe, this or it's still the oneness. It's that very same thing that works in us with our breath. Okay, I call that source because without our breath, we literally would not be moving around. I wouldn't be speaking to you right now, and you wouldn't be here to receive the message. Okay, so keep your attentions that way. If it does not apply to your divine source, you, hello, you, just pass it. All right, because the biggest thing I always stress to people is it is a self-work. I'm just an aid, beloved. I just aid and assist, allow myself to be a clear channel to service someone else's highest good because I've done the same for myself. So where is it that you need that strength in? Okay, where, what area? Be willing to be instinctive, have that instinct. And have that instinct in what area? Divine source. Now I did open, and I told a few members that I would start now just doing more of an open conversation as well as intertwining the tarot, because I've had several people wanting to have an open conversation on platforms. And so I'm good with that. I'm definitely good with that. So if you have a question in regards to the things, the nature of the world, what's going on, that sort of thing, we can go ahead and discuss that as well. But for our instinct and intuition, what is it that we would need to enter and understand? I do want to make mention as well okay, to provide. Okay, I can work with that. We're building. Provide. So we got strength, the instinct, and provide. I want to make mention to our, one moment, our ancestor money. I have had people send me messages in regards to the ancestor money, how to use it. So definitely, if you want to be a part of that session, for us, is going a little bit deeper, or I should say a whole lot deeper, into divination work. So that's scaring mirror work, using that ancestor money, and you are the ancestor, so you also can burn to thyself. That's another thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys know. I have been paying attention. I've been paying attention. So I will be starting that soon. So do let me know in the comments or send me that message. All right, so divine source, we were speaking about having the strength, the instinct, and provide. I may cut the cards, cut the decks. So how are you, beloveds? I see some of you in the chat just giving me that nice little hearts and thumbs up, and I appreciate that as well. Ooh, okay. All right, trick. Okay. I need everyone that is on the line and that will hear this any time and space that you deem appropriate to inhale deep. Inhale deep from the core. I need you to hold it resoundingly in your chest. And exhale, release slowly. One more time. Inhale deep. Hold at the chest. Exhale, release slowly. I had to stop there because oftentimes you need to allow source, spirit, to move, especially when you see a shift change. And for me, pulling that card about the trick was a shift change. And a shift change for what, Source? Oftentimes divination work is, of course, being intuitive. That's why we call it intuitive read. So, ooh, no. Too many. Source, give me one. Whew. Give me one, Source. Oftentimes, the intuitive read. Okay, we have kindness. We are definitely going to continue and cut the deck. So we have strength, instinct, provide, trick, and kindness. All right, so as we started, remember the relationship first is with thyself. Okay, so you have to remember that. Greetings, beloved. You have to remember that you are the first relationship. So, okay, we got two out. We got two out here. So we have energy and we have power. All right, so let's look at this for thyself. Sit with it for a moment. Grab that crystal. Inhaling deeply. Let's read what Divine has to say. Was clearly, this is who we are. This is how we are vibrating. What it is we need to be doing. I'm going to cross. I'm definitely going to cross. All right, so I have also picked up normal tarot, okay? Y'all can't play with the spirit, okay? High Priestess. Hello. Hello, darlings, hello. I'm her. And even though this is High Priestess and it's female, it can also work for male as well, okay? So don't get gender specific, you know, that sort of thing. But this is a crossing energy, so makes a lot of sense now. We started with us moving into who we are, that which we need to do, service the highest good, that sort of thing. I also asked, hello. This is where I am vibrating. I am trusting you're vibrating as well. Purity, cleansing, clarity, selenite, look at this, clarity, and just being able to be pure in your certain state of whoever you are, whatever you're creating. So we had strength, instinct. So having that strength with that instinct will provide a certain area in your life. Now, this is you, okay? The reason I say that's you, it's what we asked for, number one. And then the crossing energy came up as the High Priestess, all right? The crossing energy as a High Priestess, all right? High Priestess, that's the person that is able to tap into the inner self, being able to resolve certain issues with the self. The High Priestess is one that stands on her square, being seated on her throne, him or her throne, and ruling by ear, the mentality. If not, then we're running into the areas of the trickster, and I'm going to call it the trickster. Any of you that deal with any Orishas or Ifa or things of this sort, you would know Papa Alegba, okay? So some of you on the channel are into that, so definitely crossing. Think about that, Papa Alegba, okay? I wish I had my divination cards here. I would definitely cross with that energy because I feel that. And that's the one that I told you, okay, let's go ahead and breathe here. All right, so with that particular side being the trickster, you have to balance that. If you balance that, you're going to give yourself that particular kindness that you need, okay, that resonates with you, which will lift that energy, all right, will lift your, and we all need this, lift your energy, and you'll stand in that power, okay, making you the High Priestess, or that resounding male, okay? That resounding male. I'm going to ask for one more card because I feel like there's something else going on. So those of you that are in the chat, I appreciate you so much. Again, I have to say that. I appreciate you. But do make sure that you put a bell in the chat for those that are on the line now or those that will hear this message later. Resoundingly. There we go. Okay. Seven of Cups, dreams. I don't know about you. Now, this seems like this is a state of what I was speaking about earlier about the high priestess. Is able to, I mean, she's a high priestess. Think about it. A high priestess or male. Hello. The mystery. She's able to stand her ground. She's able to internally internalize that which she needs to do, he or she needs to do. But the depth of that is the dream state. Oftentimes we're doing what in our dream state? To me, that's awakened life. Okay. Most people say, okay, well, you're slumbering, you sleep. I do call it slumbering. However, those of us that are a little deeper or a lot deeper into this, we enter and understand that we're not actually sleeping, we're traveling. All right, you're going into altered states of consciousness. So what are you doing there? What are you doing there? How are you able to move? So this gives you, yeah, that's good. A Seven of Cups, which of course cups in the tarot means it's full. You're going to have multiple things, okay? So that can be in any area of your life. It's up to you to be able to use yourself, okay? I'm surprised a wand wouldn't come out after this. But you would be able to work on thyself through your dreams. I know I'm having a lot of dreams. I don't know about you, but this is something where our book, our journal, dream book will help you interpret that, okay? No matter how weird or unusual the dream is, you want to go ahead and write those things down and just follow it and see the consistency of certain things popping up, whether it be groups, whether it be a person, a child, things of this sort. A lot of what I'm speaking about, we were taught when we were young kids, or I should say, I was taught when I was a young child, you know, what our ancestors would tell us about dreams and fish and this sort of thing. I sat at the feet of a lot of wise women as well as men, okay? So back to this, we're talking about the dream state. So there's a lot of opportunities, choices, as well as multiple possibilities. It's you taking that particular time to make those decisions, okay? So another state. So from the high priestess, we've gone into the dreams, and I'm going to ask for one more card from the tarot and in that particular side of our closing. I appreciate you, my love. I've got tear fountains happening here, but I appreciate you so much. Good. Staying mindful of your breath, okay? Stay really mindful of your breath. I may split the cards. I noticed that my robe is so huge, but I absolutely love my robe. It's comfortable too. But it looks like a little tight as sick. Look at that. Okay, so I got two out. Yeah. Y'all ready? You ready? Look at this. Okay. So from the dreams, this is you. Collective, from the dreams. We're talking about.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Did you guys hear her? You hear Siri, she in the back asking me how to help, how she could help. All right, decisions. What did I say? Baby, decisions. I said wands, but look at the swords. I was thinking most definitely wands were going to come out. But swords make sense as well. It's your decision making, right? So this is a stalemate positioning. This is straddling the fence. This is the lack of being able to make a decision. It's opposition. It's fear-based. Okay, so now this goes and ties back to that place of the self when we're talking about the trickster. Oftentimes, most people will get tarot, of course, to find out about situations, you know, and usually it's external things. I have been led to do more of the tarot because of how I started, which was first inner self. So the collective, or me doing individual read with someone or divination work, it's about the internal self. The spread is always about thyself. Okay, so how are you standing against yourself with the Two of Swords? And in this particular self, look, now at least you get a Four of Pentacles. Okay, so where are you at? Where are you at with budgeting? Is somebody on the fence about making some type of move when it comes to money? It says holding on to, ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, then this makes sense. Then this is going back as well. So we're talking about a Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, this is holding people, possessions, issues deep within the self, past issues, being abandoned, controlled, and then financial stability. So it's saying budgeting, but the depth of that is, it's true. We are currency. We are currency. Literally, if I sow into you, like you're even sitting right now and we're having this open discussion, I'm sowing into you, you're sowing into me, whether you're sowing into me by listening, typing, or commenting, I'm sowing into you being that clear channel. Oftentimes, we don't necessarily look at what we're the source. We actually are currency. So how are we using our currency? How are we budgeting that? So this has nothing actually to do, unless it's specific to you, to be about money. This has to do about how you're holding yourself, how you're holding people, which oftentimes also blocks us as well. That often blocks our blessing because we are holding on to people, places, and situations oftentimes, which would get us in that stalemated mind, becoming the trickster for your own self-sabotage. So you can even rename this self-sabotage. And not being able to walk in the abundance that was given to you first, with being able to provide for yourself. This is not all divine gratitude. This is about how we are the currency for ourselves and others externally, because we started, and the question was what it is that we needed for ourselves, how we need to operate. And it was in the line of strength, having the instinct, okay, which is all about self, being able to provide. So we're talking about self. So being able to provide for self, first and foremost. All of us tend to think, or I should say the collective consciousness tends to think that provide only means a tangible or monetary thing. So we're talking about spiritual. So divination, as I said, I'm always crossing natural tarot with divination work, okay? Because it really is the same thing. It just has different details about how you go about it. Divination is much deeper. Tarot can be on the surface, okay? Divination is diving deep. And because that's how I've lived my life and assisted other people, that's how these reads come out, okay? So it makes a lot of sense. Then we went in and we paused for a minute because we had to center the self, because we got the trickster. So how were you tricking thyself? How are you self-sabotaging thyself? Moving through, if you don't do those things, look at how it turned around. That's why we said we would be moving into that area of having kindness, or what I call with certain people, giving yourself grace, forgiving yourself, being able to move past people, places, and situations that may have not serviced you then, or may not be servicing you now, because oftentimes we will pick up certain things and like a tool, and we will carry that particular thing into the new situation, and we don't need it anymore. You feel me? We don't need it anymore. So we don't want anything to block the energy, which is, hello, us moving. And if okay, we continue with the being able to move in our own essence. So using the tools that you have, whether it's the crystals, hello, whether it's the crystals, yes, thank you, beloved, whether it's the crystals, your tarot, the sage, the biggest one is your breath, so you're able to attune with thyself, okay? You're going to move through and you're going to have that particular power that is needed, okay, that will service your highest good. And in that state, you would be standing on your square, being seated on your throne, ruling from here. In that high priestess state, you'll be able to move through. So those dreams and the time and season we're in, I'm sure a lot of people are having a lot of waking dreams as well. Walking, waking, hello, daydreams. You'll be able to make those decisions with clarity, being able to budget yourself, your currency, your frequency to move through. All divine gratitude. So I am going to go one more card, and definitely I need for you all to, awesome. Sorry, I'm looking down at another phone as well. I need you to, of course, tap into your divine self. Remember writing the notes down, okay? I'm just an aid. I'm a channel, honey. But you got to tap into yourself. Allow yourself to do the work as well, okay? Allow yourself, listen. There you go. There you go. Shall I read? When you wholeheartedly embrace yourself and your dreams, y'all, okay, let me finish. You will be encouraged to exceed the ordinary. Hello. Hello. And this came from the deck of manifestation. Okay, this came from the manifestation deck. I mean, what I'm going to do, there's nothing more I can say. I'm just the channel, okay? I'm the channel. I'm like you're on my channel right now, which I give all divine gratitude to you guys. I am the channel, and I'm just clearing the pathway for you to be able to be the channel for yourself as well. Not that you don't listen or hear other people that are being a clear channel, because the depth of that is you will receive that which services your highest good. It's like being in balance, okay? Oh, yeah. Oftentimes people have been saying, oh, you're a Libra? No, I'm a Piscean. Okay, I'm a Piscean. However, this is one of the logos. Of course, it's the scale. Okay, so people think I'm a Libra. But this is for creating your own identity in divine balance, okay? It's a walking reminder, and I say walking because I get up, move around, that sort of thing. Reminder to the self that I am living in that Mayat, that divine balance. So this is something that you have to do for yourself, okay? No matter who you're listening to, you have to take ownership for you, all right? So for those of you that are just coming in too, I appreciate you so much. We did start with the self, as we always do. We started with the self, so we were reading about self. We didn't cross anyone else. Just a quick recap. So we were moving through, wait a minute, I gotta go here. Yes, we were going from the strength card, then we went into the instinct. We move through to provide. These are things for the self. Don't become that particular trickster or self-sabotage thyself. Move through with kindness, so giving yourself grace, as well as you'll be able to keep yourself energized, that aura field, okay? So you can stand in that power, ruling here as that high priest, high priestess within yourself, being able to interpret or make your dreams come true, because that's that Seven of Cups, all right? And you won't be blinded, coming back to that trickster of being, you know, having those two swords against the self, okay? With that being said, You'll be able to budget your time. Now, we're not just talking about monetary gain, okay? We'll be able to budget your time, people, and situations. I've often told myself, as well as my daughter and my spiritual daughters, baby, it's all about you being able to manage thyself and then other people, okay? And with that, you'll have that belief within the self, okay? Okay, the belief within the self to be able to move and co-create with divine source that works in you, through you, to you, for you, and by you. Okay? I say divine. I so appreciate you guys. I so appreciate you. I have to ring a bell for you guys because you do come in the chat. You come in now, you come in later. So whenever time that you come in, I'm trusting that this will service your highest good. Take that which service your highest good. Leave the other, honey. Keep it pushing. If it don't service you, you keep it pushing. But if it does, be obedient to own your own bullshit, your own totality. Besito grande. Besito. I'm going to go ahead and get ready. I was cute today, too. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was real cute. Now I'm going to go back to chewing my gum like my mama told me not to, especially when you're on air in front of other people, but y'all already know. I love you so much. Remember, if you are rocking with the selenite, do use that as a cleansing tool for yourself in your spiritual baths. Put it at the front of your door and in your bed or under your pillow. But you have to make sure you're taking care as well because you will have dreams, okay? So if you have unresolved issues, it's going to pull up some stuff, all right? So that's you being able to own your own bullshit. Put it at the window sill as well, and that will also service your highest good. So, like all times before, I say besitos, te quiero mucho, te amo. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you putting the bells in the chat as well. All right? Big kisses. Ciao for now. Ciao. All right.